Hello, Aloshalinov here. Today I would like to share with you some of the headlines that we researched on the water situation in Johannesburg and all around South Africa. So here it goes. Joburg starts restoring water from business. IOL. Johannesburg's municipality has started refilling 2 reservoirs in the center of South Africa's biggest city after they ran dry and left thousands of people with no water. This was posted on the 11th of November. The municipality gets its supply from Rand Water Services, which said on Monday there was further deterioration to the reserve due to South Africa's worst drought since 1992. The sewage spills are the most serious of the many problems in the water sector. Just as a small volume of oil can pollute a large volume of water, so can a small, tiny bit of sewage can infect a large volume of South Africa's water. 4 billion litres of untreated sewage flows into South African rivers and dams daily. Please pray for rain. That was from Cape Times. Religious groups were welcome to join the prayer night. At the moment we're all sitting with the same predicament. We don't have water. That was by Noma Swazin Kosi. South Africa is experiencing the worst water crisis and drought in years, but AfriForum warned that insufficient rainfall could also lead to greater pollution and poorer water quality. From news, water disaster could have been avoided. Johannesburg, the reality of water crisis in the country hit home on Tuesday, with some Joburg schools sending their pupils back home as some parts of Gauteng running dry. Another one from news. South Africa needs answers on water quality. People are going crazy for water. From Cape Times. People are going crazy. Students are crying because there's no drinking water and they are in the middle of exams. We are in a high 30-degree heat and there's no relief coming. We have pupils writing matric and I don't know how they're coping with bathing and flushing toilets. I have an old-age home where people are getting sick. Parks Tower says that people should use grey water to water their gardens, or considering drilling a borehole, which would greatly help the city's consumption. As you can see, the situation is getting pretty serious, but where do we start? In a city with over 20 million people, if every single person in an entire country would just take 1 bucket of water a day and flush a toilet with it or use it for the garden, what difference would 1 billion litres of water make to our thirsty country? Well, that's exactly where I started. 6 years ago, when I was staying in the Western Cape, we also had a water shortage, and I was bucketing the water out of the bath and irrigating the garden. However, after a bit of backache and it was time consuming, I have decided to find where the water comes out from the outlet of the house, and I drained it through to a nearby old septic tank. And I got quite happy because now every single bath was just running down with a simple black pipe. However, after 5 days, the water started to stink so bad that my wife has forbidden me to irrigate the garden, and she refused to eat any of the vegetables I would grow. So I had to move fast. Therefore, I have constructed a whole river, micro river with gravel and waterproofing material, and started to circulate that water with a solar pump. So it would go, take it up through a couple of ponds, and then it would go through this river key, and then it would drop back to this old septic tank. A miracle. 3 days later, the water stopped stinking, and things were returned to normal, and I was able to irrigate with it, and it was truly a miracle to see how plants such as mint and bulrushes and local reeds and arum lilies were able to treat the water whilst keeping the landscape very beautifully arranged. 6 years later, I'm back in Johannesburg with 6 more wetlands behind my skin, and it is going phenomenally well. I'm still prototyping, still trying different things. However, I have worked out a formula that works on under 3 square meters that can take all the grey water and treat it without any smell and without any much energy input. I mean, that wetland took me a day to create alone, and it's treating 10,000 liters of water a month. I would love to share this knowledge with you, so I invite you to come to my workshop on the 12th of December, where we're going to learn the art of wetland creation. We will teach you the theory behind grey water, what plants to use, gradients, how to get it around your garden, and all the information you need with regards to grey water recycling. In this workshop, we'll construct from start to finish a micro wetland that treats 10,000 liters of water a month. We will explain to you the plumbing, the inlet, the outlet, what layers to put, and how to let the water travel a maximum distance. At the workshop, we will create a tiered pyramid on top of this wetland, maximizing the space and doubling it. 1.2 square meters of floor space becomes 3 square meters of planting space. It is my new design, and I'm saving and getting it ready for the workshop, which we'll create it together. At this workshop, we'll also go through a full walkthrough and explain to you how I am constructing a large-scale wetland that will treat 100,000 litre pool and turn it into a clean water reservoir that we can swim and irrigate from. In the future workshops, I will be plumbing this pool through a series of filters and a water tank and plumb it straight to the house, taking this house totally off the grid. At this workshop, we'll have a detailed walkthrough and theory and explanation behind this large-scale 30 square meter wetland that's going to turn that 100,000 litre pool into a clean water reservoir that we can swim and irrigate from. I believe this is a very important step, as when the water runs dry from the grid, having 100,000 litres or 50,000 litres of clean water that could be taken through a few filters to get it to a drinking quality is irreplaceable. I look forward to sharing this information with you. We will go through in detail through various fittings and connection devices that you can use to connect, disconnect your plumbing and reconnect your plumbing once again. So if you're in a rental property, there's no damage or alterations that are visible at all. I'll explain to you the drip irrigation, the high pressure plumbing, obviously not necessary for grey water, overflow valves, clamps, and of course the pumps, where to get pricing, best options out there, such as this pump has already been lasting me for 8 years. So there are good quality products made in South Africa. I look forward to sharing these with you. I will show you how to catch your kitchen water with all its grease and particles straight into this trench, following a grease trap that will catch all the bits and pieces, and then a pipe that will be laid here that will disperse the water evenly throughout the trench and let it go straight into your garden underground. We'll go in detail through terracing and how to create stepping garden using junk. Well, it's not junk to me. Trees, stumps and wood chippings that are found anywhere in Johannesburg or anywhere in this country. Just plain mulch and logs, and you'll be able to store 500,000 liters of water in a 10 by 10 meter garden through a simple terracing and mulching technique. I would love to share it with you. As a bonus feature, I'll also explain to you with visuals how I went about creating this food growing machine that grows me 200 organic vegetables and herbs on 3 square meters of space, whilst having a built-in wetland that I made out of a 5,000 liter tank that treats the water, and then it irrigates itself automatically on a timer 3 times a day. It grows me wheatgrass, sunflower sprouts and over 200 vegetables. So by the time you leave this workshop, you'll know how to make your own. So we're going to learn some incredible information and practical hands-on experience on the 12th of December in Johannesburg North. We would love to see you there. If you book by the 25th of November, we will provide you with a discount. Normal price of the workshop is 1,235 Rand. If you book by the 25th of November 2015, the workshop cost will come down to 953 Rand, and I will provide you with a bonus feature PDF of the entire workshop. I look forward to seeing you. Scroll below, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you're thinking, and I look forward to seeing you on the 12th of December. Namaste.